Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Last time I gave you a bunch of numbers and letters. However, in this video, I'm going to explain what those actually mean. Keep in mind that all of the following information is about the racket characteristics before the involvement of a person's strength, speed, and stamina. As mentioned before, an isometric head has a larger sweet spot. In simple terms, that just means you make less errors. It's easier to talk about flexibility when we talk about the two extremes, very stiff and very flexible. The more flexible a racket is, the easier it is to generate power. It is usually a more user-friendly racket. However, a more flexible racket tends to have less control because of the flex. On the other hand, a more stiff racket will transfer more power to the shuttle. However, a more stiff racket is harder to use. This means you must have some high proficiency in technique. A stiffer racket also means it is harder on your body. This usually shows as shoulder pain, shoulder impingement, or tennis elbow. The last part of the racket is the grip. Usually a thicker grip means an easier transfer of power. This is because it's easier to quickly grip a racket that is thicker. However, a drawback is that it takes longer to switch between backhand and forehand. In the case of a smaller or thinner grip, you can easily change grips, however you may sacrifice some power. In this last section, we'll be talking about the overall weight. In order to explain this more easily, we're going to be using some science. Mitochondria is the powerhouse. No. PEMDAS? No. Pandas? No. We're going to be using force equals mass times acceleration. Let's start off with an easy equation. If the mass of our racket is 1 and the acceleration of our swing is 1, then our force will be 1. So, if the acceleration of our swing speed still is constant at 1 and we want to have a higher force, then we have to increase the mass. So simply increasing the mass will allow you to have a greater force. However, you could choose a light enough racket, which could lead to a faster swing to a degree that the forces are the same as if you chose a heavier racket. However, in my experience, heavier rackets end up hitting harder. Remember that these are just some things to think about when looking at rackets. If you found any of this information helpful, think about hitting that subscribe button. Thank you.